There is this miniaturized you that lives in the back of your mind. And its primary job, okay, if you can imagine this, is it actually runs the railroad tracks of your mind. It pulls the lever, okay? And when it pulls the lever, what it's doing is it's changing the direction of where your mind's going to go. The natural railroad of the mind is destructive. Okay, it's convenient, it's easy, it takes no effort, it's just the lazy way to do it, okay? So this is the natural railroad. Now, in order to change the direction of our thoughts, I want you to imagine that this little guy in the back of your mind, or this little girl in the back of your mind, is responsible for changing the direction of your thoughts. Now hold that thought, okay? Hold that thought. Every book you've read, every video that you've watched, every talk, every interaction that you've had is like this huge library of information. And that library of information does not magically transform you into becoming the ideal spouse, okay? It doesn't work that way. That's why there are tons of people that spend a lot of time as a hobby gathering information, going to workshops and presentations, reading books on how to improve their marriage, and it doesn't work. It doesn't magically transform them. What they have to do is take that information and systematically execute a different behavior. They have to pull the lever and apply one of those principles or concepts or strategies into their lives. That's how it happens. What you'll find is you're in a situation and you're going along the normal track, and then there's an interaction that happens between you and your spouse. And while you're in the middle of that interaction with your spouse, this little voice in your mind says, hey, you know what? You ought to apply that principle that we've learned. But instead of it just happening naturally, we actually have to execute a command to that little you that lives in the back of your mind to pull the lever and change the direction of our thoughts in applying a different idea, a different strategy, a different skill in that moment. And when you apply that skill, when you execute a command to that little part of you that lives in the back of your mind, you've begun to create change. Now, it's not going to happen all magically, okay? This doesn't happen easily. But when you execute that command once, the second time is going to be easier. The third time, even easier. And as you practice executing that command, that idea, that approach to that situation, what happens is you create a pattern of change. You're creating a different relational interaction. And that different relational interaction, hopefully, is an improvement. And that's actually how we create change in our relationships. We tell that little part in the back of our mind to pull the lever. So, next time you're in a situation where you are in an interaction where it's not going so good, take some information, a strategy, an idea, and apply it in that very moment by telling that person that lives in the back of your mind to pull the lever.